Good morning everyone, and welcome to today's video. We are expected to have 100 degrees today. I'm out early this morning to work on some chores, and I wanted to share it all with all of you. I got myself a hat to keep the sun out of my eyes, and the little headscarf underneath was given to me by a 19th century reenactment, and she does a lot of reenactments of 19th century and 18th century. So I have that underneath, which I can show you later. Let's go ahead and let's get working. Today I'm going to be making some beeswax candles. I am getting rid of anything synthetic, and I'm going with the beeswax. I'm doing a lot of things here in the homestead of natural living, the old way of living. We're also going to be making some comfrey compost, and that way it doesn't cost us anything, and it's great comfrey fertilizer for our tomato plants. So let's get started. I'm using these very old vintage cups to use as my candles. And then we're going to use the beeswax in this old 1950s stock, well, it's a saucepan, but it's from the 1950s. And I do not use this for eating because the porcelain is chipped. We're gonna go put this in the sun oven, and that way it's going to melt the beeswax. I am using Simply Earth's kit today, which is a kit that comes out once a month. It's a subscription, or you can just order whatever you wish. But for the month of August, they have the big box. So this is the candle making kit.
When using the sun oven, it's really important to make sure you close it up if you're not using it, and then that way it will not reflect the sun. I have it way out in the garden here, so it is not reflecting off of anything else metal, and it works really well out here. I use the sun oven for all kinds of things, not just for food prep, but I also use it for infusing my oils, and I use it for all kinds of other things.
I cannot believe how much cooler I feel wearing this hat. It really does keep the sun out of my eyes. All right, I'll meet you out in the garden, and let's get working on all these projects. And this is like the 18th, 19th century. This is how they would have lived every single day, working on projects like this.
Unfortunately, they are commercializing the area around us. That used to be a farm, and now they are turning that into more warehouses and such. And so we have a lot of animals that are coming onto our property. And it's been so hot and so muggy that I welcome the animals. I may not be able to grow as much food as what I normally would, but the animals need somewhere to go. We have a family of rabbits. We have so many different animals, and I thought to myself, what can I do to help them out? And so I decided to put in a little solar fountain here. Now I just have a cover over top of it at the moment, just to stabilize it, and then I will remove the cover, and this way the birds can drink the water, the squirrels can drink it, and it will work really well out here. Many people ask about herbs, and herbs can do a lot of things. So this is comfrey, which heals bones. So if you have a broken bone, or if you have a sprain, comfrey can really help that. Of course, this is just a suggestion. I am not a doctor or anything like that. But what I'm doing here is I am just weeding the area, and then I'm going to cut the comfrey, and we're going to add it to a bucket of cold water, and we're going to let it steep for about a week. And after it steeps for about a week, then we can use it and dilute it with water and use it the same as fertilizer. And it's free. I'm all about free. Whatever I can do that's not going to cost money. So in the 100-degree weather, I still go out and work and try to get some things done. let's see how this project goes.
I'm gonna sit down, take a little bit of a break. I have sweat. Oh my goodness, it is really warm. Just come in the shade and sit down for a little bit, rebuild my strength, and then I can go back out in the heat. This is the comfrey I'm going to dry, and I'm going to make a infused oil, and then I'm going to make salve with that. So this will take probably less than a week to dry. I have my oils already there infused. I have some infused oil from last summer, and it's almost done, and I'll add that oil to the comfrey. And then we have the seeds that we collected. I'm gonna go ahead and put my seed packets in there, so that's ready. It's really nice and comfortable in here. And then of course we have way up on the rafters, we have all kinds of things happening. And I made these seed packets. Now my seeds won't be ready for quite a little while, and I'm going to be harvesting more seeds out of my garden. To make the comfrey fertilizer comes from the Wartime cookbook. The Wartime Kitchen and Garden, they also have a cookbook. Don't you just love the illustrations on here? I've had this book for many years, and it talks about what they did in World War II and even way before that. Grow your own food. It's a really lovely book. It is one of my favorites. It's based on the Wartime series, PBS, which you can find free on YouTube. And making your own fertilizers and using comfrey. When I'm done working, I'm going to look at the Better Homes and Garden cookbook and see if I can come up with some recipes. I really don't do a whole lot of cooking in the kitchen when it's this hot. It simply just heats the house up too much. So you will see cooking in my videos, but they're just going to be everyday summer foods. You're not going to be seeing a whole lot of cooking outdoors right now either. That's usually in the spring and the fall, because it is just too hot. And I try to keep everything to a minimum when it's this hot. So it's the Wartime Kitchen. It's a really good book, and you'll learn a lot from it. You can find it at your local library. All right, this is what it looks like without this hat. So twice a year they have the bigger kit, and this comes with all the supplies you need for the year. I'm going to be using the beeswax, and also in this kit it comes with the candle making, and I'm going to go ahead and use the candle making. And we're going to have some beeswax candles, that's what we're going to use today. I am not using any oils because I want it to be exactly like the scent of beeswax.